Hi, hello everyone. My name is Prince Jake B. Abrinilia, and for today's video, we will discuss our group reportings. It's all about Chapter 6, Computer Security. So let's start. For our introduction, the internet has transformed modern life but increased security threats. Computer security helps protect systems from harm, theft, and unauthorized access. Awareness of security practices is essential. For learning outcomes, I will define what is computer security, identify harmful types of computer security threats, explain the SIA triad, determine threats to hardware, users, and data. What is computer security? Computer security is a protection of computer systems and information, prevents unauthorized access and misuse, ensures confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Ang computer system ay ang pagprotekta sa mga computer system networks and information. Next is types of computer security. Number 1, information security. Protects data from unauthorized access. In short, it keeps data safe. Number 2, application security. Prevents threats like SQL injection and data breaches. Ito naman po yung pinoprotektahan niya yung hardware and software ng iyong computer. Number 3, computer security. Secures standalone machines. Number 4, network security. Protects software and hardware in networks. Ito naman po yung pinoprotektahan niya ang inyong data laban sa mga viruses and malicious software. Number 4, cybersecurity. Protect systems communicating over networks. Ito na po nai-involve yung mga hacker na nagagawa ng mga tao. Next is let's proceed to common computer security threats. Ito naman po yung mga problema sa mga computer. Number 1 is viruses. Alam naman po natin na ang viruses ay napakadelikado kapag kumalat na sa isang computer. Kasi kapag kumalat po ito sa isang computer ay madali po itong masira. So, what is viruses? Viruses is malicious program that replicate and damage files. Yung sinabi ko nga po na sisirain nyo po yung mga computer or files or nilalaman ng inyong computer. Number 2 is worms. Self-replicating programs spreading without user action. Ito naman po yung kapag may worms po ang isang computer is kakalat po ito at masisira po ito ng mabilisan. Number 3 is phishing. Fake message to steal personal information. And last, botnets, infected computer controlled by hackers. Alam naman po natin na ang mga hackers ay mga magagaling na kung saan kapag alam na po nila ang inyong information is nakukuha po nila agad ang mga datos at nilalaman ng isang computer. Sa advanced threats naman po is the number 1, rootkit. Hides malicious activity and allows remote control. Number 2, keylogger. Records keystrokes to steal passwords. Number 3, spyware, scareware, and blue-nerfing. So, sa isang computer po is dapat po tayong mag-ingat kasi po kapag nagawa po ito or kumalat po itong tatlong ito is madali pong masira or madaling ma-hack ng isang hacker ang inyong computer. Next is important security terms. Ito naman po is napakahalaga or dapat nating pag-aralan kapag tayo ay gumagamit ng isang computer. Number 1 is vulnerability. A weakness attackers can exploit. Number 2, backdoor. Bypasses normal authentication. Number 4 is denial of service. It is a make system unavailable. And number 4, distributed. It is a large-scale attack using botnets.
Direct access attacks. Physical access to a computer allows malware installation, data theft, or booting from external media. Direct access attacks is ito yung nangyayari kapag ang isang tao ay may physical access sa computer o device mo at sinasamantala niya to para gumawa ng masama. Hindi na kailangan ng internet para mangyari to dahil direkta niyang hinahawakan ang device. For example, kapag iniwan mo bukas ang laptop mo sa classroom or computer shop, may pwedeng mag-install ng virus or magnakaw ng files o pwede ring baguhin ang setting. Kaya mahalagang laging ilock ang device at huwag basta iwanan. Next is eavesdropping, secretly listening to network communications. Tools like Carnivore and Narus Insight are used. So, eavesdropping is ito naman yung palihim na pakikinig o pagkuha ng information habang gumagamit ka ng internet. Usually, nangyayari to kapag gumagamit ka ng unsecured public Wi-Fi. For example, habang naglalagin ka sa social media o bank account sa public Wi-Fi, may hacker na pwedeng makasagap ng password at messages mo, kaya dapat mag-ingat sa paggamit ng public networks. Next is spoofing, masquerading as another user by falsifying data to gain illegitimate access. Ang spoofing ay ang pagpapanggap bilang ibang tao or organization para makakuha ng tiwala. Madalas itong ginagamit sa phishing scam. Halimbawa na lamang kapag makakatanggap ka ng mga email na mukhang galing sa bangko or teacher mo pero fake pala at hinihingan ka ng personal info. Kaya importante na i-verify mo and i-identify bago ka magbigay ng information. Tampering, intentional modification of products to cause harm. Ito naman is intentional na pagbabago o pagsira ng data o files ng walang pahintulot. Layunin nitong manloko o magdulot ng problema sa system. For example, may taong nag-edit ng school records, grades, or official documents para magmukhang totoo ang maling information. Ito ay seryosong cyber offense. Yes, cyber offense siya. Next is repudiation, challenging the authenticity of a signature or actions. Ito naman is ang isang tao ay itinatanggi ang ginawa niyang online kahit may ebidensya. Madalas itong nangyayari sa online transactions or messaging. For example, may nag-send ng scam link o fake messages pero sasabihin niya na hindi siya ang gumawa. Kaya it's important na ang digital records at proof para mapatunayan ang katotohanan ba. Information disclosure. Private information leaks to untrusted environments. Ito naman is ang paglabas or pag-leak ng private or confidential information ng walang pahintulot ng may-ari. For example, pagkalat ng personal photos, passwords, address, or school records online. Kapag nangyari ito, maaaring malagay sa panganib ang privacy at seguridad ng isang tao. Next is elevation privilege, gaining restricted access to resources. This happen kapag ang isang user ay nakakakuha ng mas mataas na access level sa system kahit hindi siya authorized. For example, ordinary yung student pero somehow nagkaroon ng admin access sa school system at nagkaroon ng kakayahang baguhin ng data. Madalas itong ginagawa gamit ang hacking techniques. Next is exploits. Software or data used to take advantage of bugs, causing system control, privilege, escalation, or denial service. Ang exploits ay tumutukoy sa paggamit ng kahinaan o bug sa software para makapasok o makontrol ang system. For example, kung may error ang isang app at ginagamit ito ng hacker para makuha ang personal information ng users, ito ay tinatawag na exploit. Kaya mahalaga ang regular updates dahil inaayos nito ang mga security problems. Next, indirect attacks. Using a third-party computer or anonymizing systems like Tor to hide the attacker. Ito is paggamit ng ibang computer, fake accounts, or anonymizing systems para maitago ang totoong identity ng attacker. For example, scammer na gumagamit ng dummy accounts or ibang bansa na server para hindi siya madaling matuntun ng mga authorities. Computer crime. Computer crime refers to any crime that involves a computer and a network. A computer crime refers to any illegal activity na gumagamit ng computer, gadgets, or internet para makapanloko or di kaya makapanira ng system or makakuha ng confidential information ng ibang tao. Dahil halos lahat ng ginagawa natin ngayon sa online ay tulad ng pag-aaral, pakikipag-usap, pakikipag-transaction, mas nagiging target din tayo ng cyber criminals. Kaya mahalagang maintindihan natin ang iba't ibang uri ng cyber attacks at kung paano ito maiwasan. Top 10 cybercrime prevention tips. First is use strong passwords. Meaning, gumamit ng password na mahirap hulahan, hindi yung pangalan mo, birthday mo, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Mas safe kung may halo itong uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and symbols. Mahalaga rin na iba-iba ang password sa bawat account para kung may mahakman, hindi lahat nadadamay. Second is secure your computer. Enable firewall, antivirus, and anti-spyware. Siguraduhin na may antivirus, firewall, at anti-spyware ang device mo. Ang mga ito ang nagsisilbing parang protection sa virus, hackers, and malicious software. Parang guard sila ng computer mo na magbabantay laban sa mga banta sa online. Number 3 is be social media savvy. Set profiles to private, think before posting. Mag-ingat sa mga pinupost sa social media dahil pwedeng gamitin ito ng mga scammers laban sa iyo. Iwasan din ang pag-share na masyadong personal na information tulad ng address, school schedules, or family details. Mas mabuti rin kung naka-private ang account para kontrolado mo kung sino ang nakakakita ng post mo. 4 is secure mobile devices. Install apps only from trusted sources. Ang phone natin is para siyang mini computer na may maraming personal information kaya dapat mag-install lang ng apps mula sa official app store tulad ng Play Store or App Store. Iwasan ng unknown downloads dahil pwede siyang may masamang virus or spyware. Number 5 is install updates regularly. Keeps OS and soft updated. Kapag may update ang phone or apps mo, huwag mong i-ignore ang updates. Huwag mong i-ignore. Ang updates ay pwede lang para sa bagong features. Madalas ay inaayos nito ang security problems or butas sa system na pwedeng pasukan ng mga hackers. Number 6 is protect your data. Encrypt sensitive files, backup regularly. I-encrypt o lagyan ng password ang important files at gumawa ng backup sa cloud or external drive. Kapag nasira ang device mo or na-hack ka, may copy ka pa rin ng important document at hindi sila basta-basta nawawala. Number 7, secure wireless network. Configure home or public Wi-Fi safely. Siguraduhin may password ang Wi-Fi sa bahay at iwasan ang paggamit ng open public Wi-Fi kapag naglalagin sa important accounts. Kapag kailangan talagang gumamit ng public Wi-Fi, iwasan ang online banking or pag-enter ng sensitive info. Number 8 is protect your e-identity. Share personal info carefully. Check website security. Ang e-identity ay ang online identity mo kasama ang email, social media, at personal info. Maging maingat sa pagbibigay ng details online at siguraduhin na secure ang website bago mag-enter ng information. For example, may HTTPS sa link, ganun. 9 is avoid scams. Don't click unknown links, verify sources. Huwag basta-basta mag-click ng unknown links. Lalo na sa kung may urgent na message tulad ng you won a prize, gano'n, or your account will be closed. Always verify muna kung legit ang sender bago magbigay ng information o mag-download ng files kasi uso ngayon yung mga nagpapasa ng mga ganong links. 10 is seek help. Report crimes to authorities, consult technicians for issues. Mag-seek tayo ng help kapag may napansin kang kakaiba tulad ng hack account or suspicious messages. Huwag mag-atubiling humingi ng tulong sa teachers, IT experts, technicians, or authorities. Mas mabuti ng maagapan ang problema kaysa lumalapat. Basic security concept. There are three components of computer system. There are hardware, firmware, and software. Hardware is the physical parts of the computer. The firmware is the permanent software embedded in hardware devices. Third is the software. Software is the program that provides services and functionality to users. All of these ay nagtutulungan para gumana ng maayos at masecure ang computer. But hardware is, siya yung physical parts ng computer na nakikita at hahawakan natin tulad ng keyboard, mouse, monitor, at CPU. Kapag may sira ang hardware, hindi gagana ng maayos ang computer. Next is the firmware. Ang firmware ay isang permanent software na naka-embed sa hardware. Siya ang nag-uumpisa ng computer kapag inoon natin ito at chine-check kung maayos ang mga parts. Parang siya ang taga-siguro na ready na ang system bago ito gamitin. Lastly is the software. Ang software ay ang mga programs at applications na ginagamit natin sa computer tulad ng Windows, MS Word, Google Chrome, at iba pa. Ito ang nagbibigay ng functions at services para magamit natin ang computer sa iba't ibang gawain. Sa madaling salita, ang hardware, ang katawan ng computer, and the firmware ang nag-i-start at nagko-control ng system, while the software naman ang ginagamit ng user para makapagtrabaho or makapag-aral. All of these components is important para maayos at secure na paggamit ng computer system.
So what is confidentiality?
Confidentiality means only authorized people can see or access data. For example, your Facebook password, only you should know it, and the hospital records, only the doctors should access. If others can see it, confidentiality is broken.
Tools for handling confidentiality.
First, physical access restrictions. Physical security para hindi basta makalapit ang unauthorized people sa device o files. Example, locked doors, ID pass, or restricted server rooms sa office or sa school. Second, computer theft precautions. Mga protection devices para maiwasan ang pagnanakaw ng computer o data. Example, CCTV, alarms, laptop locks, or tracking software kapag nawala ang device. Third, system access control. Nililimitahan kung sino ang pwedeng mag-login o gumamit ng system gamit ang authentication. Example, username at password, fingerprint scan, or OTP bago makapasok sa account. Fourth, encryption. Ginagawang unreadable ang data habang sinesend o sinesave para hindi maintindihan ng hackers.
Fifth, bug-free programs.
Mas secure ang software kapag kaunti ang errors na pwedeng pasukin ng attackers. Example, regular system updates at patches para ayusin ang security flaws. And last, data privacy laws, mga batas na nagproprotekta sa personal at sensitive information ng tao. Example, hindi pwedeng i-share ng school o company ang personal data mo without permission. So what is integrity? Integrity means data remains correct, complete, and unchanged unless authorized. If someone edits or deletes info without permission, integrity is violated. In integrity, there are two types of integrity: the data integrity and origin integrity. Data integrity, content is accurate. Example, grades must not be changed. Next is the origin integrity. Source must be real and trusted. Example, email really comes from the teacher, not a hacker. Next, there are two types to protect integrity: the prevention mechanism and detection mechanism. Prevention mechanism, it stop attackers. Example, login authentication, user roles and permissions. And next is the detection mechanism. It detects problems. Examples is the logs, alerts, and system checks. Tools for integrity. First is the physical access control. Pinipigilan ng unauthorized people na mahawakan o mabago ang devices at files. Example is the lock computer rooms or server cabinets para walang makialam sa hardware. Second is the computer-based access control. Nililimitahan kung sino lang ang pwedeng mag-edit o mag-modify ng data sa system. Example naman is yung teacher lang ang pwedeng magbago ng grades, hindi mababago na yun ng students. Third is the checksums, special value na ginagamit para malaman kung may random o accidental na pagbabago sa file. Example, kapag nag-download ka ng file tapos may checksum error, ibig sabihin corrupted o may kulang. Next is cryptographic tools. Gumagamit ng encryption at digital signatures para protektahan laban sa intentional o malicious changes. Example is yung digital signature sa online documents para masiguradong hindi ito na-edit. And last is the backups. Ito yung mga extra copies ng data para maibalik ang original kapag nasira o nakorrupt. Example is cloud backup or external hard drive na pwedeng gamitin pang restore ng file. Availability is the ability to use data, systems, or services anytime they are needed. Example, bank ATM must work anytime. School portal must open during enrollment. Hospital system must work 24/7. If not accessible, operation stops and magkakaroon ng big problems. So, bakit nga ba availability is important? An unavailable system is as bad as no system at all. Meaning, if you cannot access the system, it's useless even if secure. Example na lang, you have correct grades saved, but the website won't open, you still can see them. So, security is equal to not only protections but also accessibility. How availability can be attacked. Some people may deliberately deny access. Examples. Number 1, server crash, network overload, too many fake requests, power failure, hardware damage, blocking users from connecting. So, attackers may overload the system, manipulate traffic, block connections. So, magre-result ito into system fails or becomes slow. So, system designs for availability. System use. Statistical models. They predict normal number of users, normal traffic, expected usage. If usage becomes abnormal, system may fail. Example, if system expects 100 users but 10,000 connect, magka-crash ito.
We have the topic about tools for availability. These tools ensures that system remains accessible and functional by protecting the physical infrastructure from environmental hazard and power failures. Beyond the hardware, they use digital strategies like redundancy and backups to prevent data loss and maintain uptime during unexpected surges or attacks. Let's go to the next topic, threats to hardware, user, and data. We have three examples here, brownout, voltage spikes, and frequency shifts. Power inconsistencies like brownouts and voltage spikes are physical stress internal components, leading to fried circuitry or shortened hardware lifespan due to excess heat. Frequency shifts disrupt the precise timing of sensitive electronics, which can cause erratic system behavior or glitchy performance. For the user, these events often result in sudden crashes and immediate loss of unsaved work. Most dangerously, if power fails during a write operation, it can cause a permanent data corruption or file system failure. Let's go to the next topic, finger faults. Finger faults have four examples: typographical error, scale magnitude error, double keying, and transposition error. Finger faults are human errors that occur during manual data entry, often caused by a lapse in physical coordination rather than lack of knowledge. They include typographical errors where the wrong character is hit, and double keying, which results in repeated characters like 3 instead of D. Transposition error involves swapping the order of characters like 12 instead of 21, while scale errors occur when a misplaced decimal point drastically changes a number's magnitude.
Computer security threats. First is malicious or careless damage. Refers to files being deleted or altered either by accident or on purpose, usually by other using the same computer, like a sibling mistakenly erasing school files. Next is how to prevent damage. To mitigate this risk, avoid using the computer with administrator privilege and set up guest accounts for other users, such as for home visitors. Next is typhoid Mary or virus spread. Viruses can spread via service, disks, or USB drives. Technicians, visitors, or others may carry viruses without realizing it, like when a technician's USB infects a computer. Next is virus prevention. To protect against this, always scan disks and USB drives before use, and keep antivirus software updated. Next is magnetic zaps. Magnets can damage data on these. Sources include monitors, telephones, and desk drawers. An example is placing a floppy disk near a speaker. Bottom line, protect your data. Essential steps are backing up important files like saving to cloud storage regularly and avoiding magnets and static electricity.